This is going to be a video on tools that I bought that I regret buying. Either they frustrated me or they just didn't work or they were just terribly made tools. And I've got a mix of all three of those in this video. I'm not a fanboy of any tool. I mean, I've got for power tools, I've got all type of different power tools. I got rigid, DeWalt, Milwaukee, even have some Ryobi. So I mean, I want to buy the tool that best works. Now, of course, I test tools, so I don't mind having 4 or 5 different battery platforms. On hand tools, I've got tools from most of the major manufacturers, and I really enjoy high quality hand tools. USA, German mainly, but also, I mean, there's some great ones from Japan and different parts of Asia and, of course, Europe. So let's take a look at them, and we'll see which ones I regret buying. Hopefully, this helps you out. You can avoid some of the mistakes that I've made in the past. So let's get at it. So the first one I want to look at that I really regret buying is this Duratech. This is the Duratech 4-way ratcheting wrench. If you go to 2 of these, you go from 8 to 18 millimeter. So these, I mean, this is why you want this. You cut out a lot of wrenches, easy to put in the tool bag. The problem with this one was it was $20. It's got stamped steel here on this side, another layer of stamped steel, and then the middle here you got just a piece of hard plastic. And you've got rivets that are holding it, the stamped steel sides, to that hard plastic. Here you got these little paws here. You can see, you hear how rough that is, but you can see that paw working. And then when you want to go the other direction, you just flip this. Of course, this has just got a little tooth in it that's catching these gears here. Very rough, very not very smooth at all. It's probably got about a 12 or 20 point ratchet, something like that. These were $19. So I would say, guys, if you're going to buy one of these, you want one of these, and you're on a budget, I would stick with Duratech, but I would go to this. This is their newer line that I bought. Now this one, same thing, 8 to 18. I'm sorry, this one goes to 19. And listen to that. Just a fine tooth ratchet. Probably, I don't know, 60, 72. Got a little lever here. Just a very well-made tool for $30. So this one's $10 more than this one. But man, look at what you get for $10. Look at the quality difference. So that's the Duratech here. I don't have a part number, but you can look up Duratech. Or I tell you what, I'll leave a link in the description for. I'm not going to leave a link for this one because I don't want you to buy it, but I will leave a link for this one in the description. Let's see what's next. The next is this Klein. Now, there's not too many Kleins that I regret buying. This one here, as you can see, is the 32619. It's the extendable screwdriver. Now, it's not that I don't like it. It's that it just frustrates me to no end. So you pull down on this ring. Look at that. You got a long shaft here. Oh, wait. You know what? It won't go in. You know why it won't go in? Because to go in, you have to push up. Now it goes in. And I mean, look, when you get it out here, this thing is unbelievable. It's better. It's just as good as the central fix. You got ball bearings in here that are holding this thing. And I mean, it does not wiggle a bit. I love this handle. The only thing that's frustrating is I keep forgetting when I'm in the, working on something in the heat of battle, and I need to either go to a Phillips or a flathead, or if I want to go short or long, I keep forgetting. See, like right here, I'm pushing this up, and you got to push it down to go out, up to go down, and I keep forgetting that. And I mean, I'm trying to work this thing, and it's like, man, it's just very frustrating. But man, do I like it. I still like it. I still use it all the time, but boy, is it frustrating. So I just want you to be aware of that. If you buy this model, there you go again. I keep forgetting, you got to push it up. If you buy this model, just be aware of that. Okay, the next thing, I'm not going to take too much time on this because I've shown you guys this before. This is that Wera Look at that. This is a technician screwdriver. It's the multi-bit screwdriver. I'm trying to find a partner on here for you. I'll leave a link in the description for you. Dropped it on the floor. This little clip here broke off. You can see this thing's barely hanging on now, but you push this and this come out. I really love this design. I really do. These things are easy to get in and out. You put them in and you just click it down, but there's a fatal flaw right here at this part right here that broke off. Now, the good thing is Weha did replace this. First they wanted a receipt. I didn't have a receipt. Then they just went ahead and sent me a new handle. So they did replace it, but beware, if you buy one of these, you know, you may have an issue if you're using them hard. I didn't use it hard, just dropped it. Let's see what's next. Hey, now, what's next is this, and they're not individual. Look, I bought this DeWalt Atomic. I like the tape. I really do. The only thing I don't like is there's no writing on the bottom. This Lufkin here, love it. No writing on the bottom. Now this Klein, it's got your writing on the bottom. It's got all kind of stuff. So now DeWalt does make them with writing on the underside. Lufkin makes them on the underside, the Crescent. But be careful when you buy. Make sure that there's writing on the other side because they're about the same amount of money. It's not that much money to go ahead and get one. And when you're up on a ladder, you don't have to worry about which way the tape is holding. It's just so much nicer. So, you know, like I said, Klein, but you can also find the DeWalt, the Crescent, Milwaukee's got them. All of them have them with writing on the bottom, but that's another thing I regret buying, are all of these tapes with no writing on the bottom. Let's see what's next. Okay, next is this made in the USA Milwaukee side cutter. I really regret buying this. I'm glad I bought it because, look, I'm a tool reviewer and I need to review tools, so that's the reason I bought it. But here's my thing. You can just see how rough that looks, right? It's very, very rough looking. You would think if they're going to make it in the USA, you know, you can make something that's got a little bit of a sheen to it, a nice polish like Klein has. This is nothing like a Klein. But here's the kicker to me. Here's the kicker. Watch this. I don't know if, let me see. Maybe you can see it. It's got a wobble. So this thing is not pressed in tight here. And it's got about a 1/16 inch movement here, which kind of bugs me. Every time you use it, you can feel this thing going in and out. Now, does it cut wire? I don't know. Let's see. I think it does. Probably cut it fine. Yeah, it cuts it okay. But the only thing is, it's just got... I mean, come on. You know, I mean, I've got some cheap ones, very cheap ones. Work Pro beats the heck out of these for this. I mean, there's no craftsmanship that keeps these things tight. Yeah, they're loose. They're loose because this damn thing wobbles all over the place. Anyway, that's the Milwaukee side cutters. No buy for me. But I'll leave a link in the description in case you want to check them out. Okay, what's next are these. Now, these are 2 water pump pliers. Now, look, I have got a lot of water pump pliers. And every time I show water pump pliers or any other pliers I've got, you know, they always say, well, Fuji is the best. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I'm not telling you these are bad. I'm telling you I wouldn't buy them again. I've done multiple tests with these water pump pliers. Grip tests with the Knipex grip test checker there, or the grip test unit, and I would not buy these again. And I'll tell you why. One thing is this one works okay. I mean, it's a little, you know, it's a little rough looking. The finish here on the Fuji. Now this is a Fuji Kurikan. You know, the finish is kind of rough. That didn't get it for me, though. You know what? It is what it is. It's like a black phosphate finish, something like that. But it just did terrible on that grip test. It would not grip at all. So, to me, this is a no-buy. And these things are, I don't know, pretty expensive. I forgot what they are. I'll leave a link in the description. You can see what they are. They're pretty expensive for what they are. But, you know, when you can get a pair of Cobras for $40, you can get this for, I don't know, $30, $35. Get the Cobras. I mean, come on. Knipex is so much nicer. This one here, I mean, I cannot believe, and I've said this before, I cannot believe Weha would put their name on this. Look at this plastic button here. this flat steel, they don't even put a damn angle on the steel. You see how that's got this angle on it? This one does not have an angle on it. And sometimes a button won't even come back. See there, it gets stuck. It won't come back. I mean, this is pathetic. And you don't have, you see how you have these grooves here, where versus the normal ones you have these teeth, you know. This one's just got these little grooves cut into it here. As you can see, just a terrible, terrible water pump plier. I can't say enough bad things about it. The only reason I'm glad I bought it is so I can talk about it. Anyway, that's the Fujiya and the Weha water pump plier. To me, it's a no-buy. I want to look at some of these combination pliers here. These two are the Stavilla. This one is a Gador. I did a test on all of these. I mean, I had, I don't know, 10 or 15 pair I did a test on. You can look back. This is, I tell you what, this Stavilla though, look at that finish they put on here. It is just they just make a very, very nice plier. What I have found though, is that this one came in last. Now this one's made in Germany. This one came in last when I was trying to cut some shielded low voltage cable, stranded. It was just leaving strands of wire on almost every cut. And I think it may be because of this finish that's on here, but I'm not sure. I know when you put a light behind it, you could see that? Look at all that light. And I'm pressing down hard here. So, another thing about these are, if you could see here, you see the pivot point? Pivot point is right here. And you've got, what, well over a 1/4 inch here. This pair of Stavilla, basically the same way. Pivot point is right here. So they're not high leverage. They do not cut easy. Now, when you get to these Gadors, look where the pivot point is here. You got maybe a 1/16 of an inch here for this pivot point. These are some of the top universal pliers I've got. Now, these are made in Austria. These are made in Germany. This is a little bit different finish here on this Stavilla. Look at the cutters there. They're tight. So I guess it all depends on which one you buy. But these Gador with this high leverage, that's my pick. Let's see what's next. Okay, the next tool I regret buying is this. This is the Wera, I think it's the 8009. It's got, I tell you, it's a great design. Yeah, this is the 8009 little ratchet here. It's a great design, but a very poor execution. I'll tell you what I mean. You pull down on this green to get this thing. Now, this will rotate all the way around 180 degrees. Well, here's where you take it from tightening to loosening right here. There is no lock. It's either tightening or loosening. You got bits in the handle. The only problem is the bits here fit in with the magnet. It's okay. It holds it pretty tight. When you get these sockets, the only thing holding the socket on, there's no ball detent here, no detent. It's just two little magnets here holding this on. And when you get it on, and this thing gets stuck on a nut or something, it just falls right off. That's the only reason I don't like this. I tell you what, it's a great thought and a great design. But man, just they need something here to hold that socket on. The next one that I really regretted buying was this. Now, I saw these Crescent, and what they touted was, when you put it down in this lower position, these grooves here act like soft jaws where you can tighten finished plumbing fixtures and things. You won't mar it. Well, I was thinking, you know what, I'll just buy some soft jaws from my Cobra. But then I saw this, and it was a good price. And, Crescent makes decent tools. And what I really liked about this one was this big V-groove here, for like a pipe wrench. I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get that. I'll slide it down, and then I'll put my shower head or whatever I'm doing on here. Well, I bought these when I was redoing the basement down here. I had a lot of plumbing to do. And putting the shower head on, this thing wouldn't grip at all. I mean, it just kept slipping around. So it did not work as intended. Now, I like the wrench itself, But don't buy it for this reason like I did, because it just doesn't work. This is going to upset a lot of you fanboys. This is the DeWalt 20-volt multi-tool, oscillating tool. It is brushless. Like I said, it's an XR, so it is, you know, top of the line. I bought this, and this thing had so much vibration. I'm like, man. And I remember I bought my first Dremel, hell, I don't know, 15 years ago. It had less vibration than this has got. So I recently bought a Flex last year, and man, when I turned that thing on, the difference was between night and day. You know, you're watching some film right now, you'll be able to see that DeWalt walk across the table, and that Flex just stay there. Did walk, I mean, it spun around a little bit, but the difference in the vibration is unbelievable on these two. Now, you know what, I had all kind of comments after that video. Well, you know, hey, all I'm saying is, do you believe your eyes or not? Here's the video. Look at it. I mean, this thing, and when you hold them, you could just tell the difference, you know. I like DeWalt. I got plenty of DeWalt tools. I love DeWalt tools, but this one is not one that I like. It's just too much vibration. When you go in and you're trying to cut a straight line, or you're trying to get right on that piece of baseboard and cut it, when this thing's moving, now you get that Flex, it's easy to go in and get right on your line. Well, this thing is moving around so much, it's very hard to get a nice clean cut. So let the comments begin. I don't care. I tell you, I know. I've used these, and I know the Flex has got a lot less vibration than this DeWalt does. So that's it, guys. Short and sweet. Let me know what you think. If you bought one of these tools that you didn't like I did, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about these Milwaukee. I want to hear from you Milwaukee fanboys. What do you think about these USA-made tools? Because I'm not a fan. But anyway, that's it, guys. We'll see you next week.